It's Monday. Mindset to Millions with your girl, Dr. Tammie Harris. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I'm excited because what an opportunity that we have on a Monday to share some good news, to bring on some wonderful guests. Mega Source Entertainment. Yes, we are in the building. We are ready, set to go. And I'm so excited to be bringing on my special guest on tonight. Y'all know what we do on this platform. We come to educate, empower. We want to encourage you and motivate to get to your new next. And so tonight, oh, get yourself ready, set, go, because Dr. Erica Perry Green is going to bring it. A good friend of mine, someone that I know, like, and trust. And I'm telling you right now, she's going to be coming in hot. So y'all just prepare yourself because we're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to have some great conversations. Oh my goodness. I want to introduce to you all someone, like I said, who's just out here making things happen. You know, this platform for me, Mindset to Millions, I want to bring on people that can actually tell the story. They live the story. She's walked through a many of things, and she's going to talk a little bit about who she is. But Dr. Erica is in the building. You here, Dr. Erica? You here with us, girl?
I am Dr. Harris. Thank you so much, Dr. Tammie, for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
Yes, yes. Let me say a little bit about who she is, but I'm going to let her tell her story. Well, I want to say how I met Erica. It's years ago. I met her years ago. And how did I meet her? She was doing work in the community. She was bringing women together to pray, to motivate, to encourage one another. She was actually doing work in shelters and with homeless women. She wanted to empower and impact. And instantly, I said, now that's my kind of girl right there. You know, she's not so much concerned about herself only, but she is a woman who has risen against great odds. She's died and came back to tell the story. She's going to talk a little bit about that as well, but she's very focused. You know, she's done so much globally and even encountering some things that most people may not would have lived to tell the story. And that's why I have her on this platform. You know, she's a publishing company. She's going to talk a little bit about that. She helped me when I wrote in my book with a group of women. I did a collaborative with a group of women. Her company was the publishing company. So she helped me launch. She was my launching pad in so many ways, but she serves as a business execution publishing coach. She helps you in that area, also with your business, just like me. She want to help you to get to your 6 and 7 figures. I can go on and on and on. But Erica, Dr. Erica, why don't you say in your own words to the people who you are? Let's take a little bit, just a moment, and really brag on who you are. I don't think we as Sheros do that enough.
Oh, well, bless you. And I'm honored to be here. And again, I am Dr. Erica Perry Green. I reside in Raleigh, North Carolina. And first of all, I'm a child of the King and I am a servant to all. My profession and my mastery is really in serving women.
My book
Serving
with
women
a group of
to
women.
launch their businesses and to launch their books and brands. And I've been doing that now for over 8 years. But in that time, and even before that, I've been a 20-year corporate executive. I've owned Shero Enterprises, which is a threefold company for the last 7 years, consisting of Shero Publishing, where we're helping women to really get their stories out. When I say Shero, I'm talking about all those women who wear those capes, the women who have so many things going on that have been through journeys and obstacles, but they've risen above and they've come out unscathed. And we want to tell those stories so that we can bless others and help pull others through. And so it is my mission to help Sheroes get those stories out. And also those Sheroes who are business owners, who have the expertise, who've been along the journey, who worked through and toiled through to success. They're now sharing that expertise in books and published works so they can pull another sister and brother through to success. So that is our publishing company, and it is an all women's publishing company serving women. So we love what we do, and we're so excited about that. But we didn't stop there. We also have Shero Consulting, and that is our business development firm. That is where we are launching entrepreneurs and women who have an idea, but they need someone to hold their hand to bring it to fruition and then to market and scale it. And we help them to do that, incorporating their published works in it. So they come away with products and services to grow their business. And in everything that I do, until the day that I close my eyes, I'm going to serve. And so Shero Gives is our nonprofit. It used to be Sisters Lifting Sisters, and we've rebranded to Shero Gives. I think Dr. Tammie helped us when back in the day as SLS, but we've been doing this thing for over 8 years, serving women and serving the homeless communities across the state of North Carolina. We've had all types of events, blessing young girls and blessing women in transition, women who have faced domestic violence, women who are recovering from drugs and alcohol, but they're mothers and they need support. And we are covering them with support across multiple counties and doing that on a monthly basis. So the business pours into the community. And that is my passion and my joy. And I'm so excited to be here because I think one thing about having a Shero mindset is you've got to be a servant leader and you've got to have a servant mindset to have success.
Wow. You see what I mean? I told you all that you needed to buckle your seatbelts because Dr. Erica don't play. She has the manifestation of what she is teaching, coaching others, and getting out there, making things happen. And I love the fact, Dr. Erica, that you are able to articulate who you are, whose you are, what you do, how you do it unapologetically. And I got to ask you, where does that come from?
Oh, listen, I was talking to my mom, Dr. Tammie, on vacation. We just came back from the islands and we were talking about just our lineage and how we were raised. And I was raised by some strong African-American women. And they've always said, don't be apologetic for what God gives you. And I strongly believe that God has put us all here to serve and to cultivate our purpose in the earth. And as long as we're walking on that purpose and we're serving who he's assigned us to serve, there is nothing to be able to apologize for. There is no one to apologize for because we're doing the work of the King. And so I think you move a little bit differently when you know who you're supposed to serve. And so for every woman, every single mom that we're serving every single month, as we do that, we see that we're doing God's work. And there's no apologies in that. We're going to do that until to the day I close my eyes. And you might not always do it in the way that others think you should, but you're going to do it in his assignment for you. And, having that millionaire mindset, that Shero mindset means that you're going to walk a little bit differently than others. You're going to be called to do things and step out and be bold in your assignment because your assignment is going to shift the earth and it's going to bless others. And one thing that I think is so important is that if you stay focused on who you're supposed to bless, Dr. Tammie, the rest of it falls in place. The blessings will come to you, but you've got to stay focused on who you're called to bless and be unapologetic about it every single day.
So it sounds to me similar to me. You had moms and aunties and people around you that told you who you were. Thinking about that person or that woman out there that maybe didn't have that healthy atmosphere to root them, to push them, to say, go girl, get it girl, go girl, get it girl. How do they come to the front row unapologetically when maybe they were told you can't do this, you won't do this, this will never happen for you? There's a Shero in all of us. How can she finally emerge?
Oh, that's a great question. And I'll tell you, even from this stance and having all of those mentors, you get to a place because you and I have been through a lot and life can beat you down. And so there becomes a moment where you've got to silence the world and you've got to get in front of the king. And when you know what God's assignment is for your life, things start to shift. The way that you move in the earth shifts and your robust movement shifts, your character changes, and even the joy that you have, this joy you're not going to get from anybody else. So if you're out there and you're wondering, how do I move like that, how do I get joy in what I'm supposed to be doing, you got to pick up that Bible and you got to get close to the Father, because that's who's going to give you the joy, who's going to give you the blueprint for your success and the blueprint for your assignment. And it's not based on anybody around you. It's not based on your family. It's not based on your circumstances. It doesn't matter what's happened up until this point. What I want you to understand is you were born great, but you got to allow God to lift you and move you in the right direction so that you're moving in your assignment. And all of that, the confidence will come from that. So I can even say, even though I had all of the mentors and the families and the strong mothers, life will beat out all of us down. And there will become a time that there is no one who can motivate you like the God. And until you get in front of him at his feet and let him motivate you, you really won't be able to move in the fullness that he has for you. So, we'll coach you, but we're also going to guide you to his footsteps, because that's where you're going to get the answers that you need.
You know what? That is so key. What I'm hearing you say also is, listen, confidence is one thing, but God kind of confidence is a whole nother ball game. And I often say this, Dr. Erica, you and I and we belong at the table. And I often say, who told you that you didn't belong at the table? Who told you that you couldn't create your own table? So I'm loving what you're sharing on tonight. In your opinion, because I got all kinds of questions for you tonight.
Yes,
hey, but before I go, let me look in the chat. We got people in this chat. They are chatting it up. So good to see. Music says good evening. Michelle Wilder Baker. We know our girl Michelle's in the building. She says good evening. Phenomenal women. She's glad to be listening in. Yes. They're saying hello, Dr. Erica. Teresa's in the building. Good evening, all. Brenda T is in the house. So good. I mean, so many. Betty Humphreys Breeden. So good to see you. So glad to have you on tonight. Tiffany's here from Los Angeles, California. Listen, we got people are tuning in. They are enjoying what it is that you're saying. So good to see Renee. Yes, Bridget's always in the building. I see Tasha Sessom says she's loving the energy and the knowledge. Listen, I'm thanking everybody for jumping in on tonight and just commenting, because people can listen without getting in the chat. I see Dr. Lakita got our girl. She's our alumni. Dr. Lakita's in the building. Yes. Dr. Tanya out of Greensboro, North Carolina. She says, hallelujah. So I can go on and on. So many people are here on tonight and they're super excited. Dr. Tamika, yes, my Ohio connection. Yes. So many people, God confidence. People are chiming in. Tamar, good to see. Listen, I'm going to get in trouble because I might miss somebody, but I want to acknowledge the people who are tuning in and listening to us on tonight, because there is something powerful that's going to be shared that's going to change your whole life. Dr. Erica, again, she is our Shero. She's built many businesses globally. She's done the most massive things in the earth. But I want you to share with us, woman of God, there was a time in your life, your own personal life, that you had to find a Shero within when the doctor said flatline. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, my dad says that I'm like a cat with 9 lives, and I've probably gone through about 4 of them at this point. But I've had several tragedies in my life, and I fully believe that, in order for God to get us to where we need to be, there's going to be a pruning season. There's going to be stripping, and there's going to be obstacles that you go through. But I've been through some of the hardest obstacles, so I am one that, as a coach, I can be compassionate to everyone. I know how it is, just like Dr. Tammie, to lose a child. I know how it is to not have a heartbeat for 8 hours. I know how it is to not be able to even wash your body, to have a nurse take care of you. So I'm compassionate to everybody in their circumstances, but I know that you can also pull through those to reach your purpose in this earth. So exactly 13 years ago, thank you, Lord, I got sick, Dr. Tammie. And this was back when they thought bird flu. Everything was bird flu. And I will tell you, as I tell all of our African American women, I am a big advocate for taking care of myself and going to the doctor, being proactive with my health. So I sought medical treatment several times. I had 5 different physicians who misdiagnosed me. 5 different physicians. And I was actually on a Disney cruise, and the right side of my face in front of my baby girl just went paralyzed. And I thought to myself, God, if you get me home, I will find out what's going on. Something is not right. And I walked into my house and went immediately to the ER and found out that I was literally a month from passing. I actually had an infection that had gone to my heart, and it had damaged my heart valves. And it can be something as simple as a strep throat that's undiagnosed. And people don't understand how important it is that things are caught quickly. And in my case, because I was a corporate executive and I was on the move all the time, they said, "Oh, honey, you're just tired. Oh, you just need rest. You're going to be okay." So if I can tell you anything right now, advocate for yourselves, ladies. Do not let a physician tell you when you know something is wrong. Don't let them tell you you're okay, because I knew that something wasn't right. And I heard the angels say, "Go now." And so I got to that emergency room and they said, "I'm so glad you're here, because in 1 month you would have been gone." And I had to go through the process of first healing myself, getting rid of the infection, sitting at the toilet, throwing up every day, just like I know how cancer patients feel, just at the brink of death, to purge the infection before I could get the repair. And once I got the infection out, then they had to roll me into open heart surgery to mend and fix my heart. 8 hours, no heartbeat. But guess what? I rolled into that surgery smiling and singing, and I rolled out the same way, because I knew right before the surgery, I heard God say, I've got you. And I'm not only fixing your heart, I'm mending everything in the process. And so I came out with a different perspective on life. Let me tell you, Dr. Tammie, when you go through things like that, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, you look at everything differently. You know the value of life. You don't have time to be, you were talking about unapologetic. We don't have time to waste, y'all. We know the value of every day. We know what's important. When I was rolled into that surgery, the only thing I thought about was my family. Nobody was worried about who owed you money, who said something negative to you, who did you wrong. None of that matters at the end of the day. Because when you are thinking about if this is going to be your last day on earth, all you're thinking about is the ones you love. So if I can tell you anything, if you have people that you need to apologize to, if you have family that you need to pull closer to you, do it. Because in the blink of an eye, your life can change. In the blink of an eye. I'd never been sick a day in my life, and I was being rolled into open heart surgery. You never know what will happen to you, but it was one of the best things that could have happened to me, because it gave me a different perspective on life, and it allowed me to put all my trust in God. Nobody could bring me through that surgery but him. And not only did he bring me through, but I'm a living miracle. They actually performed a new procedure on my heart that went down in medical papers, that they now use that procedure on others to mend their hearts without having to use anything artificial. Because I said, God, I don't want any mechanical valves. I don't want no pig's valves. I want all of my organs when I come out of this surgery. And the surgeon said, I don't know if I can do it. I said, God can do it. And he did it. So you trust in a way that you never trusted before. And so I thank God for those circumstances because they really allow you to see the world in a different way and to see his grace in a different way. And you move differently. You forgive easily. You let things go. You know how important life is, and you treasure every single day and every blessing. So, I look at these last 13 years and they've been a gift. And I know that I'm still here to do his work. And I'm going to keep doing that work as long as this heart is beating.
Lady, you could just drop the mic right there. And they wonder, why do you call it a Shero mindset? Why did I even put on the flyer a Shero mindset? Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you hear it from Dr. Erica herself. Whether she's serving as a business coach or a publishing coach, helping people getting their stories out. The whole thing is based on her own experience. She lived to tell the story. And y'all know that's something I say all the time. Mindset to millions. I live to tell the story. Erica lived to tell the story, helping Sheroes to unleash that inner Shero that's within them. And so, Dr. Erica, did the Shero come out after all of that? Is that how you start walking up to Shero everything? Because you got Shero groups. Talk to us a little bit about that.
It absolutely did. I was full force in corporate America before I went through my surgery. And I came out of that surgery knowing that this is great. And this money is great, but God has more for me to do. And so that Shero mindset is stepping out and doing that thing that is not the norm. It's being different and being unique, and you're leveraging all the gifts that God gave you. And it's allowing people to understand that your test created your testimony. Don't be ashamed of your test. Use those testimonies to bless others and impact the world. He gave you the testimony to share it. My job is to pull it out of them and help them to share it with the masses. So all of that came from everything that I've been through. I started traveling and meeting with business owners and speaking. And as I would meet women, they had these extraordinary stories. And I kept saying, you need to publish that. You need to share that. And I heard God say, you need to help them. And that's how the Shero mindset was birthed, and Shero Publishing and Shero Consulting. And because women, not only do you need to get the book out there, but your book becomes a business. And there are business owners that don't understand the power of edification in being a published author. And so we show them how to put all of that together to really elevate themselves. They've already been through it. They have the story. They just need to know how to package that story to really elevate their brand and grow their success, because the mentality is there. We just got to elevate it and switch it on a little bit more.
I love it. I love it. And I had a feeling, we never had this conversation, but I had a feeling that the Shero came after the locust lost.
Yeah.
The Shero came after, because what happens is, sometimes people have a tendency to see you in the here and now, or me in the here and now, and they don't understand that it's been a journey. It's been a fight. I posted today, someone shared something about, not knowing the price of the oil. The oil is not produced when you're on the stage, but the oil is produced when you're on the backside of the mountain. And it sounds like your transition impacted you in such a way that has changed you forever. And now, am I safe to say that you are helping change others?
Absolutely. That is my mission every single day. And, it is Dr. Tammie, it's a big transition from being a corporate executive behind the scenes to really owning your business and transforming lives. And I was okay before everything that happened, before my loss of my daughter, before the open heart surgery. I was doing fine, and I could have stayed in that mediocre life and been just fine. But sometimes God has to pull you out of where you're complacent and you're comfortable to really cause that metamorphosis so that you can really be reborn into what you're supposed to be. And that is not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. But on the other side of that, you're going to have so much more than you had before. And what you thought was good is nothing compared to what he's giving you. And so I want so many women to understand that, yes, you've gone through the darkness, you've gone through the storms, but he had to do that to bring you to where he's trying to elevate you to. And so sometimes we get stuck in the darkness. We get stuck in the loss, and we don't understand that that's part of the process. That's part of that metamorphosis that we've got to go through, because to have the anointing that God is trying to put on a lot of our lives, it's going to require us to go through some stripping. It's going to require us to go through some hurt. It's going to require some pain, but that anointing will birth something bigger than you can even imagine. I always say my mind can't even conceive what God is trying to do in my life. My mind can't even conceive it all. But if I stayed there where I was comfortable, it would have never happened. And so sometimes we got to embrace the dark. We got to embrace the hurt, the discomfort, so that we can get to where he's trying to take us. And it's not always that God's working against you. He's working through you to bless you on the other side. So I'm so excited to be able to really share this, because honestly, I don't get to share that part that much. Everybody's, we talk a lot about the coaching and how we're helping women, but the stripping that you and I have been through, the dark nights, the hurt, the pain, the crying, the sitting by the toilet. I thought I was going to live in the bathroom for months. People don't see that part, because all they see is the posts and the pictures and the blessings and the hundreds of people that you're able to bless now. But it came at a price, and you got to be willing to pay that price for the anointing. It's not going to come cheap, but it will bless you in a mighty way. And like I said, if you're focused on who you're serving, you'll be blessed, by default. It's not about you. And part of the Shero mindset is you're not focused on you. You want to be focused on being a servant leader.
Yes.
A Shero is a servant leader. We're leading in the marketplace. We're leading in the community. We're looking at how can your business serve your community? And that's where you're going to have success. One of the reasons that a lot of our entrepreneurs are struggling in their business is because they haven't figured out how to serve yet. And when you can find out how to serve as an entrepreneur, that's when you take it to the next level.
And I'm so grateful for you and your husband, Jonathan, and your daughter. You all gave towards the African journey with the tiny homes. You said, Tammie, whatever we can do to help, we're here. We want to support. I've seen you give to the community. I remember one year we were in Chapel Hill and we were serving the homeless ladies with the Christmas toys and wrapping gifts. And you was like, Dr. Tammie, we got to serve, we got to give. And I remember you opening up your home for women, and we had 50 plus, sometimes 100 women in your home, in that living room, praying, believing God, and standing in the gap. But I do know, I'm bringing all of that up because I do know that once you have been broken, as a Shero, I call myself Wonder Woman. But you got to remember, Wonder Woman had to turn around. And in her turning around, she became somebody different. You as a Shero, you had a turning when your heart stopped beating for those 8 hours. But after the locust lost, after the storm was over, now you can see the manifestation of how mindset to millions, a Shero mindset, you are taking it to the streets. You're taking it globally. You're taking it in your coaching, in the stories, the books. When I wrote my first contribution, A Reason to Be, you said to me, it was you and Tilda Whitaker that said to me, Tilda Whitaker and you, Erica, Dr. Erica said to me, Tammie, you must be part of this because you have a reason to be. Do you remember that conversation?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And you had, even back then, because I don't think you were doing as much coaching as you're doing now, but you
No.
had so much expertise. And there's so many women who are longing to get into real estate and they don't know where to start. And so I think, one of the things that God's calling us to do is for those like you and I and all of those who mastered a craft to
Mm.
just continue to reach back. And how do we pull the next woman or man up so that they can too be blessed? And I've loved the way you started coaching and mentoring all of these hundreds of new entrepreneurs and real estate gurus to really duplicate the millions that you've created in the earth. So kudos to you for doing that. But I do remember that. And it's amazing how even that book, if you recall that book, people picked that up and it blessed them and gave them initial steps to get in contact with you and to really start to move that conversation. So that's so beautiful.
But that was through your company.
Yep.
That was through your publishing. And I like the way I've seen you coach people to share their stories. And what I loved about that season in my life, that was my first contribution. You all, not only did you mentor and coach us, but we would meet weekly and you would pull these stories out of me. And I remember sharing some stories and feeling a certain kind of way. And you all would say, but you gotta go through the feeling of it as you're writing it so you can help someone else. And little did I know how that first contribution was going to impact my life and just take me places that I didn't even know that I could even grace the stages through you, Dr. Erica. So I want you to know that not only are you impacting many, but you're impacting your colleagues. It was you who even said to me, you're Dr. Tammie. You should be Dr. Tammie, and open that door for me. So I want to talk a little bit about that because sometimes as we move and our ebb and flow and we get to the stages and we're coaching and we're writing books and we're traveling abroad and we're doing all these things, it would be so easy for someone to forget to reach back. Tell us in your own words, how can we as boss women, girl boss women, keep reaching back, celebrating, and recognizing the contributions of others?
Oh, I love that. I think it's part of our mandate. I think that we have to find ways in our expertise and in the community to make sure that we're mentoring, we're coaching, we're reaching back. And I say this every single month as I'm training and I'm on coaching calls and prayer calls. Not everything that we do as CEOs is requires to be paid. There are some services that you have to give pro bono. There are some services that you should be giving when he tells you to bless someone else. When someone reaches out to us and they're in need of help, sometimes you just got to do it because you know that he poured into you and he got you to where you are. And it is our mandate to pour into others.
Like
And
that.
so I get up every morning. I was telling a group of praying business owners this morning, I said, we are counting our blessings daily. And so one of my goals every single day is, how do I serve others? God, show me who I need to serve in this earth. That is our mandate. And so as leaders, we should have a goal every day to serve someone. It could be with our time. It could be with information we've had. It could be resources that we have. It could be something that we know. I might, just like I told you, Dr. Tammie, hey, this is something you might want to do. But we need to serve as much as we can and lift everyone, our colleagues and those who are coming behind us. So often we like to keep the resources to ourselves. I know as a corporate executive, as someone who led huge sales teams, the more I shared with them, the more we all had success. So that mentality of keeping it to yourself only blocks you. The more you share, the more God will open the doors for you, the more access you will have. You don't lose anything by pulling somebody else up. Not a thing. Nothing is going to be taken away from you. There's not a client that you're going to lose. In fact, you're going to get more by blessing others. So we got to start thinking as leaders, not only how many clients are coming to us, but who are we to serve today? Who are we to bless? What information and access can we provide someone else? Because in turn, he's going to give it right back to you. He's going to bless you. So, it costs us nothing. It costs us nothing, but it blessed so many. And my goal is to shorten the learning curve for the next individual. I don't want anybody to have to go through what I went through to get to where I am. I want to shorten their learning curve and make it easier for them to have success. And that's when I know that I've done my job on the earth. So, I think we've got to make sure that we're stepping back and we're looking at, where am I serving? Who am I called to serve? Where am I supposed to be serving? And make sure that that's incorporated in our business plan, because sometimes that's missing. And that could be the pivotal piece to get you to your millions.
Yes.
Because the more you
Yes.
serve, and you'll notice millionaires are servers. Millionaires are philanthropists. Millionaires pour into others. So, who are you called to serve? And the more you do it, the more gratifying it is. The more that you can see others start to move and have success. And they're going to say, Dr. Tammie told me this. Dr. Green did this. You're going to have more people speaking and amplifying you in the earth. But it's going to bless you in so many ways. So I would just challenge you to make it a daily assignment. Who can you serve every single day?
That is so good, so good, so good. I'm thinking about people who are in the chat who are saying, oh my God, this is so good. Dr. Erica and Dr. Tammie, they're doing the dang thing. They making things happen. But for me, for mines, I had a setback. Life shifted. I had a business, but COVID came and shut it down. I went through a bad breakup and that affected my finances. So I had to go back to work and I couldn't function in that God-given talent and gift and mission because I had to feed my children. Somebody, I already know it by the Spirit, I'm going to say, somebody said, now that sounds good. I'm happy for them. But that's not quite how it has worked for me. I want you and I to just slow down for a minute. I want us to just process for a moment as we are even dependent on God to give us the words to say to that woman who is really a Shero in the inside, but life has knocked her down, has beat her up along the way. She's a millionaire. She has a millionaire mindset in the spirit, but she have not gotten to where she needs to be because life started lifing. You shared your story. I've shared my story. In your own words, Dr. Erica, what do you say to her?
I would say that it happens to everyone. And I first want to say that life is life for me. And I've been that entrepreneur who also was employed and worked a full-time job and then built my business for years. And so I want to share for those, first of all, that are working, it is okay to have a job and cultivate a business. Sometimes there's a mindset that I can't be a CEO if I'm also employed. Yes, you can. You can do it and cultivate it. I worked till 6 o'clock every day. I worked my job. And then sometimes till 2 o'clock in the morning, I work my business. You can make it happen. It might take you a little bit longer, but don't you give up on what God gave you. And if you need help, understand that there are women like Dr. Tammie and myself that will sit down with you and cultivate a plan, because I've been there. I have done it for over 5 years. I did it simultaneously until I could step away. And so understand this, it is okay to balance both. It is okay to start over. I've started over. I've rebranded. It's okay. Because God, you might be on one path and you might have to shift. It is okay. As long as you know in your heart that being a business owner is something that you want to do, that there are other things that you are meant to do, keep pushing with those. And know that there are women who will help you to cultivate that, to create your strategies and your blueprints so that you can get it done. But there is nothing wrong with starting over. Sometimes you're on one path because we have a path of that the flesh is taking us on, and I think I need to do this and this is profitable, but God might be saying, that's not where your gifts are. That's not where I want to take you. And so there's something that's pulling you another way, but you might be hesitant to start over. It's okay. It is okay to have to start over. It's okay to have to rebrand. I had a client email me this morning and say, I can't believe I'm having to rebrand and start all over. I did it myself. Everything that you're thinking, I've probably been through it. But understand that if you don't give up on what he put in your gut, if there's something that's pulling you and God is calling you to more, if you're waking up in the morning and you're having dreams at night about something you're supposed to be doing, then you hold on to that and you grab hold of someone who can help you. And I will be one of those people. I know Dr. Tammie will be one of those people. Grab hold of someone who's been through those storms and they can help show you the strategies to get through it. There is nothing that you're going through that one of these leaders in this CEO circle hasn't been through. I want you to understand, it might look good right now, but we've been through it. I have worked around the clock. My husband probably said, I don't even know where you slept, but I was on a mission and I knew where I was trying to get. And yes, it is going to require sacrifice. Yes, it's going to require long nights. Yes, it's going to require you cutting off the TV and maybe cultivating your business on your off hours, but it can be done. I did it. So I want you to understand that it is possible. Sometimes, people will belittle you and say, oh, you got that small business. Yeah, but that small business can become a massive thing. You keep going. If you have an idea and you're trying to get your website together and you know this idea will explode, you keep going. Grab you a mentor, get you a coach, get someone who can help you. And I've had clients come to me and say, Erica, I can't pay anything right now. And I'm like, that's okay. We're going to get you a strategy. And we're going to help you to build until you are able to stand on your 2 feet and move as a CEO. But it is okay wherever you are. Don't give up on what God gave. Don't give up. Don't give up. And there are people who will help you to manifest that in the earth.
I tell you what, this is so good. So good. I'm gonna go to the chat because I know the chat is just blowing up. People are saying amen. Amen. Yes, fire. Yes, Ronnie said, yes, you can. Pastor Antoinette, so good to see you. Amen. Yes, serve somebody every day. Oh my goodness, Erica, people are being blessed. People are being blessed. Angela Ellis, yes, North Carolina is in the house. Start over, rebrand. Tiffany said, don't give up on what's in your gut. She said, Dr. Erica Perry said that. Yes. And even and Demita says, this is a great talk, y'all. This is some good stuff. Even as you were sharing, I was thinking, this came to me. You and I used to be in business together. Mm-hmm. Do you remember?
Yes.
And we did awesome. We did magnificent. And then it phased out. And what do? We rebuild, we rebrand, and you started doing your thing and I started doing my thing. So what does it say? It does not matter where you start. What matters is you get started. And even if it don't pan out the way you thought it should have, would have, could have, gives you an opportunity to create you a new next now. And so people, that's what we're talking about tonight. We're calling it Mindset to Millions. Dr. Erica is talking about a millionaire mindset as it relates to having a mindset as a Shero. I call myself Wonder Woman sometimes. Dr. Erica, do you have a character that you identify with from time to time?
I love Wonder Woman. I really don't. When I see a Shero, I think of that woman with the cape. And it's the everyday woman. It's the woman that we are. We're juggling as a mom. We're juggling in our jobs. We're trying to be an entrepreneur. We're working in ministries. We have 1,000 things that we have going on. And we have to keep that cape on. But we also have to know how to rest and restore ourselves and how
That's
to have
it.
balance. And so a Shero does not mean that you do everything. It means that you know how to move wisely in the earth and have balance. And so I think mine is just more of not a specific character, but it's just more of that all encompassing woman who has really learned how to master balance, and how to master delegation. Let me say that as far as Shero mindset, because one of the things that to get to the next level that you're going to have to master is how to duplicate yourself and delegate.
That's
And
good.
one of the reasons, and I know this is going to hurt some of the CEOs on this call, but one of the reasons that you can't elevate is you will not duplicate yourself. I had to let go of holding everything. Yes, this is my baby and this is my business. But until I started to let others perform those duties for me, I was doing everything. And then you know what that caused, Dr. Tammie? Burnout.
Burnout.
And so a Shero can't be one that you're juggling everything and you're burned out and you're tired and you're frustrated. I heard a CEO female say the other day, I just want to throw in the towel and give up. I'm doing everything, including washing the dishes at my restaurant. You've got to let some of that go, CEOs. You've got to learn how to duplicate yourself in your business because you cannot grow and scale if you are doing everything. And so I think that mindset is when you learn the power of duplication, the power of growing and scaling and having operations in your business so that you can continue to expand without driving yourself crazy. You can take a vacation and your business continues to multiply and grow, and everything is not dependent on you. Some of you are so tired because nothing moves unless you move it. And until you learn how to have duplication and automation in your business, you're going to continue to fight that at that same level, and you're fighting your growth. So I want you to have that mindset of how do I duplicate excellence in my business? How do I duplicate myself so that I can have that success and continue to grow?
And along with that, so on point is learn to put people around you that have attributes, talents, and gifts that you may not have.
Yes.
It's a sad sight when everybody that's in your circle, in your business, they're just like you, or you're the hero. How can I be the only Wonder Woman in my company? I know that there's other Wonder Womans. I know that there's Batmans. I understand the assignment of not only duplication, like Dr. Erica said, but the value of bringing a vast of knowledge around you that can call you up. Because wouldn't you agree, Dr. Erica? Because both of us, we have a lot of coaches. We have some of the same coaches that coach us. Wouldn't you be a little nervous to receive information from a coach who don't have a coach?
Absolutely.
From somebody who don't have anybody that's calling them up and pulling them up. So with that being said, duplicate. Surround yourself with people also that have more knowledge than you in certain areas where you can benefit one another. This is good conversation. Y'all, look, this is good ground on tonight. We are saying some things, and I know that people are blessed and people are still in the chat. They are burning this chat up. Yes. Somebody said burnout is real. Learning how to master balance is a good thing. Don't fight your growth. Michelle says, Dr. Lakita, says yes. I tell my clients this at the beginning. And let's talk a little bit about rest. Let's
Mhm.
talk a little bit about self-care. Let's talk a little bit about the mindset of a Shero, having mindset to millions. One of my coaches say, I don't know about balance, but you got to learn how to harmonize this thing. Now, you
Mhm.
just got back from harmonizing. Talk a little bit
Yeah.
about your recent self-care journey.
Yes, so I am big on vacations and really taking time out because money is great, but experiences and time with your family, you can never get that back. You cherish all of that. And so I have a daughter in college, and every time she has a break, we're gone. So we just for Mother's Day, we took my mother and I grabbed my daughter and we went to Puerto Rico for 7 days and just laid on the beach. And I love being near the ocean. I think that, I can hear God clearly there. That's my place. But it doesn't, what I want to say is this, because I know a lot of people will hear this and they'll say, okay, but I might can't afford that. It doesn't matter where you are. It just matters that you carve out the time to refresh and restore yourself, that you carve out time to have quality time with your family, because that's part of healthy restoration. Us as business owners, we're on the go, go, go. But part of balance is, how are you balancing your family time? How are you balancing and making sure that they're always a priority? So I am big on spa days. I am big on vacations every 3 months. I am big on taking time off, but your restoration could be you just take this phone and you put it on silence for half a day and you get quiet. It could be some time that you're in your home by yourself. You just have to find time that you're able to unplug. You're able to get quiet and hear from God and to restore yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. And some of us are continuing to move and move and move constantly day after day, and we're just moving on empty. And so you've got to find ways to do that. It doesn't have to cost you anything, but if you're me, you are definitely gonna make sure that you take those trips. But part of my trips, and Dr. Tammie knows this too, I take trips for service too. I love a missions trip.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can't wait to go on some with Dr. Tammie at the end of this
Yes.
year. I love giving back. And that might sound like work, but that refreshes me. Being able to serve others, to pack up supplies and take it to another country, that refreshes and restores me. So you've got to find what refuels your spirit. And you've got to make sure that you're incorporating that into your calendar. You got to be strategic with this thing. On your calendar, you got to write your days. You got to write your
Yes.
time. You got to carve that out. Put it on your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you need to do. Because if you don't, you will neglect yourself, and you are no good to anyone if you aren't refreshed and restored. So I think that's so important.
That is so, so right. You are on the money. Oh my goodness. Can you believe we are at the end? We are at the end. We still have so much we want to say. I have so many questions I want to ask. But I guess in a summary, as we wrap this up and bring this home, I want to say to my audience, first and foremost, and even my people that are in the chat, thank you for trusting this platform every single Monday to bring you people like Dr. Erica that's going to share from her story, share from the valley, the ebbs and the flow, to say, I've been there, I've done it, and now I'm here and I want to share. And others that come every Monday night. We are doing this because we believe in mindset to millions. And Dr. Erica, as we're closing out, two things. First, I want you to share with the people, the thing that I've always loved about you. We've ran in similar circles, we do similar work, but we've never competed with one another. We were at lunch a couple of weeks ago and we just encouraged each other and motivated each other and laughed. I think sometimes women have a hard time iron sharpening iron. And there's been so many benefits that I've seen. So even in closing us out, but when you answered this question I'm about to ask, I also want you to save some time to let people know how they can get in contact with you. But where where does that come from? How do you do that? I know how I do it because I want to treat people like I want to be treated. But I noted that about you from day one that I met you. You are always promoting others. You're always encouraging others. How can other women out there that maybe don't have these types of women around them, how can they cultivate these kinds of relationships like you and I have?
Oh, that's such a good question. And Dr. Tammie, even when you were talking about the fact that we used to be in business together, I wanted to make that very clear. When that business dissolved, our friendship didn't. We kept cheering each other on. We kept serving in the community together. You kept helping my nonprofit. And I think what we as women need to understand is that there are women out there that will have your back. I think so many women have been hurt by women who have a jealous spirit, women who cannot see where God is taking you, women who are not who are complacent in their lives, and they feel uncomfortable when you're trying to move and elevate. And what I want to say to you is, because I've lived this and I went through this about a year ago, you've got to purge your circles first. But the first thing that you've got to do is understand that until you get around the right circle, until you get around a circle who is moving on the same mission that you have, that are like-minded women of God who are moving in the earth and have the same types of disposition as you, this will always be a struggle. I prayed for years, and I'm just saying this, I'm being honest, y'all, because I had to strip a lot of people that I love, and I still love them, but I understood that my assignment was moving me to a different circle. My assignment was moving me to servant leaders, to women who did not want to be just on every flyer and on every social media post, but they want to be behind the scenes serving the kingdom. They want to be on mission trips. They want to be giving back. That's my heart. And so I kept praying and I said, God, put me around the right people, and we will all lift each other up. And so what I wanted to say is, for all of you who are struggling with this, you're thinking, every circle I'm in, they're backstabbing and they don't want me to succeed. It's not every woman, it's that circle. And I need you to separate yourself and let it go. And it's not always easy. I've shed a plenty of tears for a plenty of friends, and I love them still. But I understand that my mission is greater. And I unapologetically move in that. And if that means that I have to step away and love you from a distance so that I can surround myself with people who are on the same mission that I am on, then that's what I'm going to do. Because those women will pray with you every day. Those women will lift you up. Those women will cheer each other on. They won't keep anything to themselves like crabs in a barrel. They're going to want everybody to move together. They're holding everybody up. And so I first want you to understand that is real. Sisterhood is real. Yes. Promotion of each other is real. I have lived it now for the last 3 years, and I have been so blessed. But I had to go through the purging first, and that was painful. That purging hurt. But I want you to understand that if God is pulling you to something greater, it will require you to surround yourself with different people. And when you do that, you will have a different joy, because you will realize that the things that he's downloading into you, they are cheering you on, and they understand because they have the same types of missions. They're not complacent with normality. They want greater in the earth. And so I challenge everyone to understand that there are so many different groups, and it might require that you step out. Some people don't like to have to go out by themselves. They don't like to have to go to different events, but you're going to have to do that so you can meet the right women, and keep praying on that thing, because God will send them. And I can say right now that if I call anyone in my circle, they are praying for me. They are lifting me up. They are there for me. And you can have that same thing, and we will be praying for you and your success. I thank you, Dr. Tammie, for this opportunity. Yes. This has been such a blessing. I thank each and every one of you for sharing and listening to us tonight. You can reach me and my team at sheropublishing.com. Again, sheropublishing.com. You'll be able to get all of the publishing and business consulting information. And even on that website, you'll see our nonprofit Shero Gives and everything that we're doing in the community. We're so excited. We have many events that are popping up in the next few weeks. We are launching a Publish to Profits mastermind that is a done for you service. So for all of you who are out there and you're saying, I have a story, but I don't know where to start, I don't know how to write it, I don't know what to do, my entire team will write the book, publish it, and help you market it. You do nothing. So we are really holding your hand from beginning to end. We have a VIP marketing day that's coming up to show you how to market your books. And then we have a launch mastermind that will help authors to launch your book in 60 days. So even if you haven't started, we will hold your hand through the process. So I am so excited to be able to lock arms and to meet a lot of you and support you on your visions. Make sure that you connect with us at SheroPublishing.com. You can join our Shero community. You'll get monthly emails from us with business tools and tips, how to grow your business, how to launch your brands, how to elevate. We give you all that free because we want you to continue to have success, and your success is his success. So I thank you, Dr. Tammie, for having me and allowing me to share. This has been such a blessing, and to each and every one of you, keep moving with what he has called you to do, and it will manifest in the earth. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you. You all heard it tonight from Dr. Erica Perry Green. I told you all. I said, fasten your seatbelts. I said, get ready, because every week I'm going to make it my business to bring people on that's going to help you get to your new next now. I know you've been impacted tonight. Thank you so much. I'm looking in the chat as we're about to close out. Oh my goodness. Someone said, thank you. Dr. T said, thank you for allowing God to use you, Dr. Erica, in a mighty way. You both are powerful women of God. I love it. To God be the glory for both of your lives. Renee Marie said, thank you so much for the invite, Dr. Tammie, for this platform. And thank you, Dr. Erica, for your servant heart leadership. People are blessed. I see Paula Maduga says, this is good, Dr. Tammie. Someone said, purge your circle in Jesus' name. Yes, yes, yes. This is totally other. Thank you, Dr. Tammie and Dr. Erica, for the encouragement. My desired outcome is to touch and change one life at a time via ministry of the arts as God leads. Tree says this was powerful, uplifting. Thank you, ladies. All different people is a requirement. Oh, so much. Maggie is going on and saying, thanks for the insight. So many comments. I just want to say thank you all for joining us on tonight. Come back next Monday night, 8:00. We're going to be here, same place, same time, empowering you, encouraging you to get to your new next now. Thank you, Dr. Erica. What an honor, what a blessing to share this platform with you on tonight. God bless, and remember, I'll see you at the top. Bye now.